Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. Welcome back. Another episode of A1 Forever Sports. I'm your host, Chris Tipmore. Why settle for less when you can have more with a vision? Today, I'm having my first guest on this sportscasting channel. Really excited to have this guest on here, man. I'm just going to let him introduce himself, and then we're going to go from there. How you doing, brother?
I can't complain. I'm Michael Westmoreland. I am currently the offensive line coach at Creekside High School in Fairmont, Georgia. My head football coach is Maurice Dixon. Assistant head football coach is Rance McQuarrie. This is going into year 5. Since we've been at Creekside, we've had every year we've been in the playoffs. Last year, we're coming off semifinals. Lost to Baltimore Ravens, which was they end up going and winning the state championship. We've won 2 region titles, been in a region championship game every year, and we sending kids to school and trying to play good football and make sure we do it the Creekside way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely understand that. Definitely understand that. So tell us a little bit about your football background.
Oh man, this is coming into coaching year 15. I played my high school ball at Mount Zion High School under legendary coach Jackie Green. I played a little football in Georgia military. After that, got into coaching, man. Opportunity to help impact young men's lives. Just the coaches I've had growing up really impact me heavily. So I wanted to be a part of that fraternity of coaching. People like Bob Ryan, Alan Duff, Jackie Green, Kim Braswell, some of the coaches I've had growing up were great men, also as great coaches. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to coach.
Great. Yeah, that's wonderful. You just out here inspiring young men to become better men and handle their responsibilities the right way, be better players. And it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm glad you're doing that. We need more coaches like you and everything, so kudos to you for that and going into the coaching field, man, giving back to the community. And of course, like I said, the youngsters, because you know how they are nowadays, man, they need as much guidance as possible,
Yeah, I don't know. It's from what I believe, I don't think kids have changed as much. I think the standards in which society lives in has changed. So we have changed the way we deal with our kids. Kids are going to be kids, and situations they deal with are going to be situations that they go through. Some of those same situations me and you went through when we were young. But we were handled different when we was coming up.
Very much so.
Yeah, so we're all just trying to, as coaches and just as men, we're trying to make sure we give these kids a fair shake and a fair opportunity, all while being honest with them about the possibilities of greatness and the expectations and the standards, but also the pitfalls of bad decisions. So that's all we're trying to do when it comes to just being in these young men's lives.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't be just telling them about all the good things. Do gotta let them know about the bad, and it's way more bad than good. Way more. It's easy to get in trouble, hard to get out of.
Yeah.
We grew up on that.
Yeah, we did.
Seriously. All right, let's get into some football, man. We're gonna start with the home team. How do you feel about the Matt Ryan situation? And tell me what you think about the Falcons draft.
I'm going on record saying I'm not a Atlanta Falcons home team guy. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna throw that in eventually.
I have to go Ravens, Flock Nation. But I think Matt Ryan ended up in a great situation. I think it was just time for him to get out of Atlanta. I think it kind of grew sour over time. He was really kind of becoming the last Mohican from that team that went to that Super Bowl and didn't get it done. And he had an MVP year. In my opinion, Matt Ryan is going to go down as probably the best quarterback in the Falcons history. I don't know if that's going to be good enough to get a gold jacket. That's kind of how I look at it. the MVP in the Super Bowl. Probably he'll go get a gold jacket, but going to Indianapolis where they have a solid offensive line and good run game and some structure around them. It's not rebuilding for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah,
I think it's not bad. I mean, if you think about what the Indianapolis Colts have put together over the last few years, you had Hall of Famer Peyton Manning play quarterback in Indy. Then you had Andrew Luck, first-round draft pick, who took a beating but still, did good, played quarterback in Indy. Now you get Matt Ryan. So they've had some high caliber quarterbacks in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works out for them.
Yeah, I think Matt is in a good situation. I mean, it's crazy because he was going to end up in Indy regardless. That's my take on it. I feel like he was going to end up in Indy regardless. And it's just we was trying to get the whole Deshaun Watson thing, and I still don't understand that or why he even called if he was just going to go ahead and just go back to the Browns just for the money. Because but. Matt is in a great situation. I feel like he's in a very great situation. They drafted well too. Checking out some of that, they traded, I know what Rocky Sin and got themselves another defensive lineman. So, they got pieces, man. JT, I think he's going to come back running the ball, which is going to take more pressure off of Matt Ryan, kind of highlight Devontae Freeman did that Super Bowl year. Which allowed Matt to still kind of be able to throw freely because you still had to worry about Devontae coming running at you. So, yeah, he's in a great situation. So what about the draft, man? Did you see how the Falcons did on the draft?
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the Falcons. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, I was looking at the Ravens. Yeah.
I was looking
at
Okay.
In all fairness, what you think about the Ravens draft then? Tell me how you feel about them.
I feel good. I feel real good. Getting a center was top priority. We was having bad snaps in Baltimore, a lot of pocket pressure up the middle in Baltimore. Like the standard in Baltimore is we play a certain style of football, and Lamar Jackson, when he did throw the football, he couldn't step up in the pocket sometimes. And there was some situations that was not good at the center position. That young man ended up going somewhere else and getting a good opportunity to play and keep his career going. And we drafted center out of Iowa. And, Iowa has great offensive linemen. And then we go get a safety out of Notre Dame. I believe his name is Hamilton. We had to give up Hollywood Brown.
I feel like that was a Kyler Murray move, but that's another topic for another day.
We had to give that up, but in Baltimore, we got to take care of the offensive line, and as a Baltimore Ravens fan, it's kind of sour because we never have had a wide receiver we've drafted be great and elite.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is.
I was looking forward to. I thought Hollywood was going to be, the thing for us as a wide receiver. But I think overall, we had a lot of picks. We covered a lot of ground in that draft. With offensive line, we got a big right tackle. We did a lot of good things. Now, it is the draft.
Yeah.
So you can't really measure just on paper how successful that draft went until those picks make the team and make plays. So that's what I'm really looking for. How many of those picks make the team and how many of those picks make plays in a 3-year window? Because, the buzz is we're ready to win the Super Bowl. We want to go to the Super Bowl and get the third Lombardi. That's yet to be seen. We got a lot of things to take care of in Baltimore.
Yes, sir. You're right about that. Yeah, but shoot, what? Talking about wide receivers, thinking about Baltimore. I'm like, what? Anquan Bolden?
Man, we can go Derek Mason. Derek Mason was a good receiver, but we didn't draft Derek Mason.
Wasn't Mason? Yeah, he came from Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah, but wasn't Mason retired before Bolden? Before Bolden left?
Yeah, he left before Anquan Bolden got there. Anquan Bolden's a Super Bowl champion.
I was about to say, yeah, that's like the last real receiver you had.
I don't know. Torrey Smith was a good receiver. We drafted Torrey.
Yeah.
Torrey's a Super Bowl champion, and he really put in work versus Champ Bailey in the versus the Denver Broncos when they had Hall of Famer Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that game, Torrey Smith worked. He was working. He was being champ multiple times for touchdowns. And then we had Jones.
And Champ was almost done too, though.
Oh no, when you got a whole gold jacket, the standards are different. You're not allowed to get beat like that.
Yeah, he was getting.
And he's a gold jacket guy. Champ Bailey's a gold jacket guy.
100% gold jacket.
Yep. So.
Okay. All right. So the NFL has, this schedule out. Of course, the season is coming up.
Yeah.
They have a few games that I want to go over with you. We have 5 games here. And they had a list of 10, but I just chose 5 from it. And I want to know who wins and why.
Okay.
All right. So first, we have week 10, the Browns at Dolphins.
That's a tricky one because I don't know about the Deshaun Watson situation and if the NFL is going to suspend him for the off-season obligations. If he's playing in that game by week 10, I would give it to the Browns because they do play good defense. Seeing that the Baltimore Ravens see them twice, I really see the Browns a lot. I see a lot what they do in football. So I would give it to the Browns. Tua is a good quarterback. I don't think for what's around him, it matches who he is. If you go look at him in college, he wasn't a throw it deep all the time guy.
And now they go get Tariq Hill, and it's like that's a deep threat, though.
Yeah. But the other wide receiver that they drafted is a deep threat. He can really take the top off. Yeah. So they got a lot of speed in Miami. It's some ways you can be creative and use that speed with different concepts, trying to get them on the perimeter or using speed and space, which is a great idea. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to throw the football in the NFL to win. And I don't know if the Dolphins organization is 100% in on Tua. So, and
I feel like that took away all his excuses. He doesn't have any excuses. They gave you receivers, you got a running back and what they re-signed, they try to improve the defense and they drafted decent as well. So it's just like, all right, Tua, we give you everything you need, kind of like how Jalen Hurts in Philly.
Yeah, you can say that. The thing that I was looking for as a coach is the continuation of greatness in the offensive line play. The best thing you could do, like for young Tom Brady, he had Matt Lights at left tackle, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And Matt Light wouldn't let nobody touch Tom Brady. So young quarterbacks need to be protected. If you go look at some of the better drafts, you get your quarterback and you make sure he's protected. As you're a Falcon fan, you understand that when the Falcons drafted Matt Ryan, they also went and got his left tackle.
They did.
Out of USC. So either you have to address it during the draft and have somebody grow up as the left tackle, the heir apparent, or you have to go get somebody and pay them top dollar in free agency that you think is worth having the blind side of the quarterback. But you got to protect. He can't run for his life.
Yeah.
Something and you think it's
most of his career.
Yep. So, and to Atlanta's credit, Atlanta has tried to address the offensive line issue. They spent a lot of money trying to make sure Matt Ryan could stay up. It just hasn't worked out.
Well, Alex Mack was great. Shout out to him. He retired today as well. As well as Frank Gore signed a contract and retired from the NFL as a 49er.
So he's one of the all-time greats.
Exactly.
I think he's number 3 on the all-time rushing list.
Man, Frank is up there, man. And the thing about it is he's still in good shape. Like he ain't broken and beaten down either.
Yeah.
Not bad for a guy who they said ain't got no knees, huh?
Not bad. He got the U. Oh, I think my championship
Yeah,
title.
yeah. I said, don't let the championship towel fall.
Championship title.
Say, make sure it fit right.
Make sure my championship title. Yeah, man. He's out of the U, and Miami has a lot of great running backs, but that's another topic for another day.
Yeah. All right, okay. All right, so number 4 here, I have week 17.
Okay.
Rams at Chargers.
I'm gonna go Rams because if that man comes back and plays football and get his contract situation with the Rams taken care of, there's nobody in the world that can block him right now. Like when he wants to, he can do whatever he wants to. And I know he didn't win the Super Bowl MVP, but he should have.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Aaron Donald. He is a bad man.
See, but his contract situation is crazy. It's like listening to his interviews, it sounds like he's very content on walking away if it doesn't get handled.
He probably has made a lot of good money and, making good money, having good health, and having a family and winning and a championship. Not bad. If you look at his resume up to now, you can put that up against all the all-time greats, except Mean Joe Green. Mean Joe Green's resume is different because he won an NFL MVP, not just a defensive player MVP. NFL MVP, 4 Super Bowls, countless all-pros. Like Mean Joe Green was, in my opinion, the greatest defensive tackle to ever play the game of football. But right behind him is, like, for me, is Warren Sapp, Big Sapp, 99 from Tampa Bay, is behind me and Joe Green. And right after that is Aaron Donald.
Yeah, man.
No disrespect to anybody who wears a gold jacket. No disrespect to all the all-time greats, but that's my personal list.
Right. I mean, Aaron Donald, he got like 16 pass deflections, 23 forced fumbles, 98 sacks, got fumble recoveries. With quarterback hits 226. This man resume, defensive player of the years.
Yeah. And as a coach, I'm gonna tell you something that was very interesting, and I'm gonna go back a little bit. When Aaron Donald was teamed up with Ndamukong Suh, and they was on the same defensive line, to tell you how special or give you a parameter of how special he was, the Patriots in that Super Bowl went after Ndamukong Suh to try to not have to deal with Aaron Donald like that. They really put a lot of pressure on Ndamukong Suh. And Ndamukong Suh, in his own right, might have a gold jacket because he's a Super Bowl champion too. And he's done some great things. Yes. And to say Ndamukong Suh was the lesser of 2 great tackles, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mouthful, and that's going to be an interesting situation. But I'll go with the Rams as long as 99 is playing.
Oh, 99. Yeah, man. So did you see anything that the Chargers did in the offseason as far as their acquisitions and everything? I know they got Khalil Mack over there now, and
that's the thing I was,
with Justin Jackson, is it? Was it Justin Jackson from the Patriots corner?
I believe so.
Yeah, they went and got him up, and you still got the Bosa brother Joey over there.
Yeah, I think the Bosa brother needed a little help on the other side of him, because when you slot the protection of somebody and you trying to just really take them out of a pass rush situation, as special and as great as he is, having somebody opposite of you or somebody you can play games with really changes that dynamic. So having got that acquisition in the pass rush, I think it's going to help them, because I think they, like all those San Diego teams for as long as I can remember, even with rest his soul, Marty Schottenheimer, and they had LaDainian Tomlinson, Drew Brees, and Talk Too Much Phillip Rivers.
Talk too much. I like Phil, man.
I like him too, but he talked too much to not have championships and MVPs.
I'm sorry, JC Jackson. Sorry, not Justin, JC.
There you go. So they want to play with a lead out there. I'm so used to saying San Diego Chargers. I got to get out of that.
Yeah, Los Angeles now.
Los Angeles Chargers. It's you know how I am, man. I'm old school with a lot of stuff. I'm the San Diego Superchargers.
Yep. I know they snatched up Josh Harris from us our long snapper. I was kind of upset about that, but it is what it is. And I know they signed Sebastian Joseph Day as well, who is also a defensive lineman. They picked up a couple of guys. They did pretty well. And honestly, they're trying to make a run for that AFC West.
Yeah.
But
isn't the
about Pat Mahomes, man? What you think about Pat? Think about him losing his weapon and pretty much Tariq Hill, and now I feel like the focus is going to be on Travis Kelce a little bit more, even with Juju over there.
I think, and I hate having to say that somebody is already in the club, even though he's still young in his career. But if he was to hang it up, if Patrick Mahomes was to hang up his jersey right now, his cleats, he's going to get a gold jacket. Right. And with that being in that top tier of quarterback, that means you can put anybody with him, and he's going to figure out a way to make it work. Losing Tyreek is an issue because when he scrambles and he gets lost back there, it's almost like throw it up, and they kind of work well together because Patrick has the arm to get it to him, and you can't outthrow him. But I think the other guys that they have in the receiver room are going to have opportunities. Andy Reid is going to be a Hall of Fame coach one day. And he's historically, no matter where he's been at, Philadelphia, Green Bay, the wide receivers get open and catch passes.
Right.
Even before they had Tyreek Hill, his wide receivers get open, catch passes.
That's true. I brought up the Chiefs to bring up this matchup here, the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. What do you think about that?
Tom Brady is Tom Brady. I don't go against Tom Brady.
Right.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I would think that the Buccaneers will win that game. If Tom Brady has time to throw. And that's another team that has invested in their offensive line. I know it sounds not the average fan wants to hear about offensive line play, but they went and got an offensive tackle his first year with the team, and that kid gave up 1 sack all year.
And I'm telling you.
All year. And if you give Tom Brady any amount of good time, he's going to pick you apart. And they have some receivers down there. They got to get a little healthy. One of their receivers got banged up and end up not in finishing the year, but I think he's going to come back. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
You said the who now?
The wide receiver that got hurt for Tampa Bay.
You talking about that one?
Yes, there it goes. Name slipped my mind, bro. So I think he's going to be back. I don't know if Gronkowski is going to come back, which is going to be interesting.
Gronk don't know what he's doing.
He don't know what he's doing, and that's the beauty of being Gronk, I guess. But Tom Brady is going to be Tom Brady, and everybody will take less money to play with Tom Brady.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get out of here, I'm gonna ask you about one last game.
Okay.
Man, I'm looking forward to this game myself, and that is the Broncos at Seahawks Week 1 Monday Night Football.
The Broncos at Seahawks. I think it's going to be the Broncos, and I think Russell Wilson is going to go and have himself a day. I think the offensive line he has now is better than the offensive line he had in Seattle. I don't know if the weapons are is better, but I think,
collectively,
probably. I think so. He didn't have bad weapons in Seattle. They weren't bad.
He had DK, he had Tyler, he had Doug Baldwin.
They not bad. They're not bad.
People.
So, but I think with Seattle and Coach Carroll just wiping the table clean, I don't know if it's anybody from that Super Bowl team on that team anymore. I don't.
No, I think Bobby Wagner was the last of the Mohicans, and you know what happened with him.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a fresh new start in Seattle, and they hit the reset button. And I don't think Denver hit the reset button. They just needed a quarterback for a very long time. And that's a whole nother story. So I think it's going to be the Broncos take that one.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with the Broncos on that as well. They should have Jerry Jeudy as well. I know he got, pretty much his walking papers on that situation he had going on, which is great. Yeah. They're going to have him, like I said, offensive line, running backs, drafted pretty well. Yeah, I can definitely see, Russ in Seattle taking over. And then we'll finally get to see Drew Lock and everything that Pete's been saying about Drew, how he'd be the number one pick if he was the quarterback and if he was out of this draft. And we'll just have to see, man. We'll have to see.
As a coach, when you say certain things, it's because you have to believe in your guy, the guy you have.
Right.
And it's not so much that, if you don't like him or whatever, it's just you gotta, it's many times I've had kids that play for me that I knew their limitations. I knew what they could and couldn't do, but when asked about them, I always said that they were going to be the greatest and the best and the awesomest. And to us, they were, but probably not to anybody else. And I think that's what Coach Carroll was at, where you can't talk bad about your guy if he's going to be your guy.
There you go. That's a great analysis right there. Well, Coach Mike, I really appreciate it. I said, what ring that is, man? That ain't the Braves ring. Is that state championship ring?
No, the Braves ring. The one I'm wearing is my state championship ring. That's the Braves ring from the Braves game.
Hey, let's see that state championship ring a little bit.
So,
oh man, Hardwell. From what year that was?
Oh man, this was that was 2011. Yeah, we team I was associated with that time, we won 3 in a row.
That's wonderful, man. Yeah. Wonderful.
Good run.
Yeah, man.
We got a few games I'm interested in, man.
Okay. What you give me a quick rundown?
So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. I'm interested in week 7, the Ravens versus the Browns.
Okay.
That's going to be a top game. We already talked about the Broncos versus the Seattle.
Okay.
And the Bucks versus the Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm also interested in week 10, the Commanders versus the Eagles.
Yeah, me too. I was going to put that on there as well, but saying time and everything too. But yeah, that's definitely 1-2. Just Carson coming back.
Yep.
Carson got some weapons. Carson got some defense too.
As a Raven fan, I'm very much interested in both times we have to play the Bengals because the Bengals are coming off their Super Bowl loss, and the young man can play.
Yeah, man. Joe Cool.
He can play, and we're not going to have the excuse this year of we were hurt and we didn't have any players and all this stuff. We gotta make sure. I don't, I'm just happy that the Bengals lost the Super Bowl because I couldn't deal with that. I wouldn't be able to sleep with that. So they've never won a Super Bowl. I'm happy about that. And Baltimore has 2 Super Bowls, and we're working on our 3rd one. And I want to beat the Bengals so bad now.
Oh. Well, you're definitely going to get your opportunity this coming NFL season.
Yep.
But that's all the time that we have for right now. I'd like to thank Coach Mike for giving us the opportunity of letting us inside of his world, the coaching world, and giving us some insight on the NFL season. We will be back again with another episode of A1 Forever Sports. Chris Tipmore, Coach Mike, we out.